Happy New Year, ladies and gentlemen. Or from Dan Aykroyd and Eddie Murphy's movie Trading Places, Merry New Year. You got to see that movie. It's so funny at the end where that line is done, and the guy who is in a gorilla costume who gets, well, not concussed, knocked unconscious, but he wished he was from what happened to him at the end of the movie. And this line will make it mean something. The little one must be the female. You got to see the movie to understand what that line means. With the guy in the gorilla suit and hearing that line. Anyway, I hope you guys had a good New Year's and a good Christmas. Honestly, I've not had a good Christmas, a good New Year's. I'm actually quite pissed off. I'm really pissed because, simply put, I wanted to upgrade my equipment so I can do at least better quality videos, because I know my camera has been an issue. Guys, don't say anything about it. You've been very nice. But the camera goes in and out. The sound isn't always great. And I wanted to upgrade my equipment. Try to do it on the cheap because I am on a budget. I'm disabled. I don't have much money. And I did get something for sound, which was, well, if everything works out, I'll make a video on it. But I did get something for sound, and I was going to get a new camera, and I got screwed over. Thank goodness eBay does have a money-back guarantee. So I have to wait until the money clears. But that means now I got a major issue, because getting the camera I wanted was really cheap, because it was in between the time of Thanksgiving, around the time of Black Friday to Christmas, going into New Year's, where you guys know it's real cheap. Now everything's gone back to regular prices, and it sucks. I'm going to have to fork out way more money that I normally don't have. I want to strangle the person who screwed my ass, who put the damn advertisement up and lied about it, and then I get nothing. I pay real money and I get nothing. It pisses me off. Yes, I get my money back. I'm rambling. I'm sorry. Let's get an impact. Opening of the show. We get a fatal four-way. We get Ace. We get, what is the guy's name? Blake Christian, who looked the best out of the group. Casey, I can't remember his name, and Crazy Steve. One of those guys look like they're Impact material, and I believe that it's Blake Christian. Blake Christian should be in Impact. I do believe Casey will probably go to AEW, but I do believe Blake looks good. He looked like he was the best between both him and KC. The match was actually good, and you guys tell me below, did Ace Austin look like he's bulked up? Because he looks bigger. His legs are bigger, his chest is bigger, his muscles look bigger. It looks like he's been exercising when he wasn't on TV. He looks bigger, which is a good thing. He's still extremely agile, and he looks bigger for his size, which I think was quite nice. Seeing Christian do a standing Spanish fly was actually quite nice. In the end, the person who won wasn't Ace. It wasn't Blake Christian or KC. It was Crazy Steve. I was actually quite surprised about that. I didn't think Crazy Steve would actually get the win, but he did. That's something. We got a vid pack from... I'm going to leave this. You know what? I'm going to leave this for the end of the show because of what happened here. Because I got my feelings about this, but I'm skipping that. Now, we got Kenny Omega, the Good Brothers, and Don together. And it is good to see them together. It is good to see it. Good to see they still had recorded enough for the storyline between AEW and Impact Wrestling. We got another advertisement from Tony Khan, pretty much selling AEW, but still pretty much saying, Don, you're pissing me off. He didn't say this, but this is what I'm getting. Don pissed me off. He did not do anything for AEW. I'm the one who put the money. I'm the one who sacrificed everything. You didn't do shit. And in the end, they make Impact look like crap, which is a good thing. It's good. I like that. What happens at the end of the show, we get Rich Swann, we get Chris Sabin, and we get Shelly pretty much saying that when it comes to Hard to Kill, we're going to whoop some ass. Seeing Rich Swann saying, I worked my ass off for this title. You think I'm going to let somebody else from another company come in and take my damn title? What? No. Ain't going to happen. It's not bad. I didn't have a problem with the segment. And then when they went to face him, because Kenny, the Good Brothers, and Don were in the bus. The beatdown happens in the cold because you can see everybody's breath. And Kenny wearing no shirt, trying to whoop some ass, and even saying at one point, damn, my nipples are hard. Dude, it was good to see it. It's good to see this. It's good to see the fight. But I'm going to be honest here. Hard to Kill is coming up on the 16th. And I believe this Saturday is Genesis. I'd rather see Genesis as the pay-per-view than Hard to Kill. But Genesis is an old legacy pay-per-view that's now been relegated to Impact Plus. I understand that. That's a relegated one. But I'm going to be honest here. I'm saying this now as a prediction. If Kenny and the Good Brothers win, this storyline continues between Rick Swann and Kenny Omega. If Kenny loses with the Good Brothers, I don't know if this is going to continue. I doubt it. It's over. So Kenny and the Good Brothers must continue winning so we can continue having a storyline and an affiliation between AEW and Impact Wrestling. If Team Impact wins, it means nothing, and I think it's finally over, and that's not going to help Impact. Impact needs more. I'm just saying it. Now, we next have the thing that was the most interesting of the show when it comes to a match. You had Rhino and Cousin Jake. Cousin Jake pleading to have his cousin back that he considered like a brother. Then you got Joe Darling. You got Eric Young. And a newly balled it out Cody Deaner with new clothes. He's in my face with those two. This was nice to see. Now I'm wondering how Cody's going to talk next week after Genesis, because I'm sure they're going to do something with him in Genesis. But seeing Cody dressed differently, his haircut, and his attitude is a lot more aggressive, was beautiful to see. This was wonderful to see. It's not the point who won the match. This is about getting Cody over. This was supposed to get Cody over. And yes, he gets the pin over Jake. This was not about Joe Darling. This is not about EY. This is not about Rhino. This is about Cody. And that meant a lot to me personally. Yes, Tommy comes out, and now they're going to have a old school match. And I believe it's going to be at Genesis. I think it's at Genesis. I could be wrong. But you guys tell me below if it's at Genesis. I don't remember which one. Was it Hard to Kill? Was it Genesis? Wait a minute. Was it... Oh, was that Hard to Kill? I did write it down. Is that Hard to Kill? So it will be good to see how far they're going to be pushing Cody. And what does Cody mean to the company? They changed him up and he looks good. I want to see something special from him. Now, we had Swinger and AC Romero. And that moment still going on about trying to free Larry D from jail. And Swinger being more than happy that he is not guilty. That AC's trying to free him, and they're still going with this. Why? If there's no real payoff to this, if it doesn't bring in somebody, this is what I'm saying right now. I don't know if they're going to end this by Hard to Kill. They may drag this to Slammiversary, which I don't want to see. It could go there. Sometimes people are dumb enough to stretch out a storyline. Look what happened with Aces and Eights. It makes no difference. I loved the Aces and Eights angle back in 2013. I did love it, but they dragged that mess out way too long. So they gotta figure out how long to keep it and if it has a real payoff. Because if this doesn't have a payoff, this was stupid. So they better bring somebody in special. I'm saying it now. So they're still doing that angle of who shot Bravo, even though he's alive. Now, Dana Perazzo has her moment with Kimberly. Then you have the, oh my gosh, she's in my face. The Tyra Valkyrie wearing a very low cut dress in blue. And blue's my favorite cover. I'm showing her again in that cleavage. I'm showing her again right here by my left hand, which I wish she was not married to John DeMundo, not Johnny Morrison. Damn it, man, that's a gorgeous woman. I don't know if those are fake or not. I don't think they're fake. I think those are real. If they're real, she is beautiful. If they're fake, she is beautiful. That dress looked beautiful. She spoke very well, pretty much saying simply, you think you done well, you done nothing compared to me. Yes. Well, actually, she did say, you have accomplished something, but you've done nothing compared to me. I am the longest running knockout in history, so you are nothing to me. Dana pretty much says, you know what? You're nothing. The only thing you got is this accolade. You don't have your husband anymore. You don't have your title no more. The only thing you got is your friend, and soon that little moment you have of 1 year is going to end because I'm going to end it. She did bring that in. So it was a nice segment. But the segment that I turn my face. Susie is not there. Su Yung is not there. Susan is there. Why? Do you know what this reminds me of? And I had to think about this a little bit because I was blanking. Do you know who she reminds me of, Su Yung? The great, the wonderful Mick Foley, who had Mick Foley, Dude Love, which would be Susie, to a Su Yung. You had Cactus Jack, and you have Mankind. What does Susie right now have? Su Yung has Su Yung. You have Susie, and now you have Susan. What's left? It has to be someone seductive. I don't know who. Suzanne, maybe. The seductress, Suzanne. Because you got the innocent one. You got the destructive one. You have now the clear-minded one. Now you need a seductress. I want to see Su Yung as a seductress, as Suzanne, the seductress. She's next. I want to see it. That's me. You guys comment below. Now, we also have Raju and Chris Bay having their moment with a TJP, trying to unmask him so TJP won't be champion as Manic. It will revert back to a Raju, if I'm getting it right, and then Raju will hold the title, and he'll supposedly promise a Chris Bay a challenge against him, so it'll only be there. They want a match between them, Manic, and TJP. TJP and Manic. And Manic says, I don't mess with him. Me and him are oil and water. Now, there are two scenarios here. I'm going to make this clear. There are two scenarios they may go with this. Two. One, there will be no match. And they'll just keep messing around until you get a fake Manic with a fake TJP. That makes the most sense. Or they won't go there and they'll do something cinematic with Manic and TJP. It's either going to be a cinematic thing or it's going to be a valid thing. Now, the person I think that might take over for the Manic mask is the only person I can think that could be the most best to replace TJP as Manic. And for me, that would be DJ Z. Because we haven't seen him in a while. They have messed with each other more than once. They both have almost a similar style because they have worked in Mexico. He would be the best person to take over from Manic if it's not TJP. Let it be DJ Z. PZ. That's just me. You guys tell me below what you think about that. That kind of goes with my booking. You see, the influence of booking the wrestler has helped me quite a lot to be more relaxed. I'm not botchy as it. I've always been botchy. But because I had to think on my feet, I'm a little better, at least at this moment, even though I'm still pissed off about my damn camera. I want to kick your ass to the person who made that damn posting that was stupid enough to think I might get a fair deal. Anyway, let's move on. We have Havoc and Nevaeh versus a Jordynne Grace and Jazz, the last semifinal match before Hard to Kill, and to see who's going to be the new Knockouts Tag Championship. Champions, not tag. The thing that gets me here, the match wasn't bad. Jazz messes up the match a bit, and Jordynne Grace does not get the pin. Basically speaking, Jordynne eats the pin. After it's over, you got them in the back. Jazz apologizes. Jordynne Grace is cool with it. She wanted to get a championship for her, and that's Jazz, before supposedly she was at the point of retirement. She was ready to retire, but Grace managed to convince her not to, and now she really feels bad because she can't get a title. But then she thinks, you know what? This is what we need to do. Why don't we have a match at Hard to Kill? Is it Hard to Kill or Genesis? I think it's Hard to Kill. Me and you, Hard to Kill, facing one another. And they're cool with it. Now, does that mean that Jazz is back in Impact Wrestling more than that last taping going into Hard to Kill? I don't know. I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind Jazz still being in Impact Wrestling, because she can really teach a lot to the younger wrestlers. If she's not working in the back as a trainer, which I think she should be. I know I'm kind of taking a long time with this, but let's be honest here, guys. Would you mind seeing a Jazz as a trainer for the Impact Women's or the Knockouts division? I personally, she worked in WCW, I believe at one point. She worked extensively in WWE. She's done NWA now, and she was champion for, I believe, 2 years before she was ended, and it went straight for, Allison Kay. So I truly believe that she can truly help the roster. She may even be able to contribute to storylines, which we need some type of damn change right now. But that's just me. You guys tell me below. We got, let's see. No. You know what? Calm. The end of this is going to be the thing I love. We had Moose versus, Matthew Palmer. And this all got started because of the fight between Moose and Willie. Palmer tears Moose's shirt. He wipes him out. But then he challenges him for a 3-minute match. Now, Palmer didn't really get that much of an offense in within that 3 minutes. He got his ass whooped. But it was Willie who saved him because Moose did not pin him within those 3 minutes. So going into their I Quit match, I believe it's an I Quit match at Hard to Kill. You see that Palmer helped out in the storyline in some form. I don't know if Palmer's really good, so I don't know if they're going to bring him in or not. But at least they did give him an angle. He did have a nice interview, which pretty much he said, look, I'm a wrestler. I was just helping out a security guard. And I'd rather get my ass kicked by Moose than walk away like a bitch. And, should I do the thing that made me happy the most? Or should I just better. The thing that made me laugh the most. It's in my face right now. You got Ethan Page playing off of himself, talking to someone that's trying to help him to deal with his frustration that he has not been able to get the championship of the Impact title. And he's getting frustrated that no one understands him, that he thinks that Impact is against him, the brass in the back is against him, but then he gets mad that the one he's speaking to is not paying attention, and he is speaking to a karate kumite version of himself. No, not karate kumite, a kumite. If you've never seen the Blood Sport with Jean-Claude Van Damme, I suggest you watch it because it's one of the best you could ever see. Even if it's not 100% accurate, it's still damn good of a movie. And you see him dressed in kickboxing clothes, and he says, "You're a bitch." And he says, "You know what? You, me, now in the ring." He says, "No, I am not a wrestler, and I'm not a fighter. I go into kumite. But you know what? Let's do this special. Hard to Kill. Me. You." There my face. That has to be cinematic. Of course, it's going to be someone that stands in for Ethan Page when he fights. But I want to see how Ethan plays off himself. Dressing as his regular self. Dressing as his Karate Kid self. I can't wait to see it. I want to see it on the 16th. This is going to make my ass laugh. It's going to make me laugh, and I'm going to enjoy it. let's see. What am I forgetting now? The last thing that I was not happy about, but I'm going to say it was well done. Eddie Edwards versus Sammy Callahan. A regular match that never was a real match. You got them basically beating up on each other before even the match started. When they got into the ring, you got them basically pounding on each other, both shoving the ref away, and pretty much the ref got sick of this. He ended the match. There was no winner. No contest. They just kept beating up on each other until Eddie got the bat and he's ready to whack Sammy in the face. But then Alicia gets in trouble by somehow getting her ass locked up in a room with a cage. Sammy pretty much get laid out with the bat by Eddie. He runs and finds her pretty quickly. And I knew it was coming. I even said it on my notes that it was at the end of the match. When I was watching this, Ken Shamrock has to show up. And he does. He beats up on him. They basically wipe out Eddie, and he's wrapped up in barbed wire. And they end the show that way. They end it that way. Look, I'm going to be honest to you guys. The fight was nice. It was a nice fight. I had no problem with it. If it was going to end their story, their saga, it would make the best sense to end it like that. But they're not doing it. And I don't care anyone says this is still gold. No, it's not. I'm sorry. If it was for the Impact World Heavyweight Championship, I would agree with you. If it was for the X Division title, I would agree with you. Hell, if it was to help a tag title run between Ken Shamrock and Sammy with Eddie and maybe Rick Swann, Rick Swann or someone else. I don't know who would be the best person to work with Eddie Edwards. It would be good if Davey Richard was back. I wish he was. Davey was a crazy guy when he was with Angelina Love. They did show the scene of Angelina Love and Eddie Edwards, as well as Davey Richard, as well as Alicia Edwards. They had them all there. And I kind of wish Davey Richard was back. We really need him back, but he's being a paramedic, and it's understandable. He cares about people, which is a good thing. But still, seeing this? No. It makes no damn sense to keep hashing this the way it is without a damn title. I'm sorry, guys. If you enjoyed it, more power to you. And I agree with you. The match was good. Well, not match. The fight was good. It really was hard-hitting. I did enjoy the fight to a certain extent. But knowing full well this didn't end their rivalry when it was supposed to end it, I don't agree with it. I just don't. It's wrong to drag this out. It's wrong to continue this without a title. And it doesn't help Eddie. And it doesn't help Sammy. Sammy should be in the main event. Hell, Eddie could be in the main event. Both of them could be in the main event after the situation. And I know you're going to say, well, maybe this is just stopping them over until we get Rick Swann dealing with Kenny Omega finally for the title. That's if this isn't a one-off like rumors have said, and at Hard to Kill, they end the situation with Impact winning, and pretty much Kenny's not even going to be seen after that. If Kenny's seen after Hard to Kill, and they are going to do a match, and Kenny wins that damn title, I can understand them letting Eddie or letting a Sammy deal with a Kenny Omega, not a Rich Swann. If Rich Swann is still champion, if they even do the Kenny and Rich match, it's stupid. If it's Kenny who wins, it makes perfect sense because right now they need this. I don't care what anyone says. Right now, Impact needs AEW badly. Their ratings spiked over NXT. Let me repeat that. Access TV, they don't have a lot of reach in America. It's hard for people to even see it. But they managed to get a bigger reach than NXT in America. Let that sink in for a minute. They got over 800,000 views. What did NXT get? 6, maybe 7? Maybe? They beat NXT. So they need AEW a little bit longer, particularly still don't got any real stars on their company. So if this ends early, this was the most stupidest thing. And it will just validate what I've been saying for quite a long time, that the creative team on Impact Wrestling is stupid and it sucks. And I'm hoping I'm wrong and this lasts. But this is just me. Have a good day. Have a good night.